Hello, nice to see you again. This is going to be your feedback for your argumentative essay that you wrote. So here's the rubric that I'm going to provide you that you can use to check off list when you're at home. And don't worry about the low scores. This is just for feedback purposes. This is nothing serious. I just want you to learn from your mistakes. And this is not to punish you for it whatsoever. So here's the rubric, right? So I highlighted the ones that you did have in your paragraphs. Look at the ones that are not highlighted. That way you can use it as a checkoff list. This is what you need to do. So I noticed that in your paragraph, in your essay right here, you don't have a thesis statement. So basically the thesis statement goes at the end of your first introduction paragraph, right? So that's basically to tell the reader, okay, this is what I'm talking about. So you need to insert that, and I'll give you a list of that after. So same with the body paragraphs. See how I put in parentheses in red, a primary concern is, or for example. So those are examples of transitional words that you can use in your paragraph. That way we can see, okay, this is one idea and this is another idea. You're going from one idea to another. So that's how you transition into talking about other ideas and how you introduce them. It's just a better way to organize it. And as well as your paragraphs right there. So I took the liberty of highlighting and color coding them, right? So you notice how those two paragraphs at the bottom, right? They're both highlighted in yellow. If you were to combine them, right, like I annotated, it's going to make the paragraph longer. And that way it's more detailed and it's going to make your argument stronger, right? You can expand on it and it'll make your paper longer and more organized that way as well. And when it comes to plural and singular words, you need a little bit of help in that as well. So for example, years ago, Domingo came from Chile. So remember, 1 year is 1 year, right? If it's more than 1 year, it's years. Just little things like that. Not a big deal. You can work on that. And little spelling errors, but again, you're learning and you're going at a really fast pace over here. You're learning very well. So good job on that. But anything other than that, your paragraphs are very easy to understand. Even though there's some slang, I can still understand it, and it's easy to read through. So to further support you, here's some signal words that you can use for your transitional words. Remember the reading nonfiction textbook that I showed you guys? So the textbook, yes, it's to help you read nonfiction books, but there are some lists in there that can help you that you can use to put in your paragraphs for your transitional phrases and words, right? So you're signaling you're emphasizing, right? One idea in your paragraph. So that's why I put a primary concern, right? Because your primary concern is that the government doesn't support immigrants enough, right? And then to illustrate your example. So I'm assuming Domingo is a friend or a family member. You need to introduce Domingo and be specific on who he is. But also when you're introducing him, right? For example, Domingo came from Chile a year ago, right? That's how you introduce him, and that's how you introduce the paragraph at the same time. And then to signal your main idea. So there are several reasons for a major development. The critical points are, remember that, right? So there are several reasons for, say, this is an example here that you can use. There are several reasons for, I'm sorry. There are several reasons for supporting immigrants because it would benefit the country and yada, 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 you know? You can make that conclusion. And then for the conclusion paragraph. So we didn't go over that, but a conclusion paragraph is basically summing up all the ideas you already made throughout your paragraphs and your essay. So you're basically just summarizing your whole essay in your conclusion. And remember to put in the transitional phrase, in conclusion, or to sum up. And this is another example. So I want you to read through a past student paper. This is going to be able to help you and see, okay, this is what an essay should look like. This is how it should be organized. And it's very simple, and see how she made transitional phrases with the commas, and then her paragraphs are longer and she's able to expand on her main ideas, right? If you have any questions, just let me know.